Today on Fitness Speak, we're going to talk about feet. Yeah, feet. I love talking about feet. I was a massage therapist, and so I've seen a whole lot of feet, and I've seen the damage that can be done by wrong shoes and not taking care of feet. And I've lectured a lot of people on foot care. So today I'm going to just indulge my desire, passion about feet. I don't have a foot fetish. I just like to take care of feet because feet are the foundation of our body. And if there is a crack in the foundation, it ripples all the way up through our body. It can cause hip pain, knee pain, low back pain, neck pain, even headaches. If the foundation of our body, like the foundation of a house, is solid and cared for, it helps our whole body to feel better. If our feet hurt, we're not going to want to exercise. And if we don't want to exercise, that's going to be detrimental to the entire body system. So taking care of feet, exercising feet, stretching feet, and just being nice to our feet. Pay attention to them. Be grateful for what our feet do for us all the time. So feet have 1/4 of the amount of bones in 1/4 of all the bones in our body are in our feet. That just blows my mind. So there are over 60 joints and bones in our feet. There are over 200 tendons, ligaments, and muscles in our feet. They are a marvel of engineering. It just blows my mind how incredibly complex and beautifully arranged they are. So the terms that just common terms that we talk about, you will hear them in the fitness videos. We talk about the ball of the foot, the arch of the foot, the heel of the foot. We talk about digits. I think it's so funny that toes are called digits. I guess it's because people would count on their toes and fingers. So fingers and toes are called digits or phalanges. So that's the toes. The ball of the foot is that pad that's right at the base of the toes. So often if you're wearing high heel shoes, to all the women out there, it hurts the ball of the foot, and the ball of the foot can get corns, or you can get bunions on the ball of the foot. When we're talking about doing lunges, we talk about that back foot being on the ball of the foot so that your heel is up in the air, but the weight is on the ball of the foot. The next area behind the ball of the foot is the arch of the foot, and that is the tender area of your foot. It's where your foot goes in. It's the area that touches the ground the least amount. And I'll talk a little bit more about the arch of the foot in a minute. But then the last area of the bottom of the foot is the heel, and that's the part that is the back. It's just below the ankle joint, and that is what bears most of the weight. So one of the common conditions that happen with feet is a painful condition is called plantar fasciitis. Probably many of you have heard of it or been diagnosed with it. And the fascia, the plantar means foot. It means the bottom of the foot. So there is a fibrous tissue that goes from the back of the foot all the way to the ball of the foot, and it's a very thick, fibrous tissue. And what happens is if you are flat-footed, or if you are pregnant or overweight, that fibrous tissue gets stretched more than it should be, and it causes inflammation, and it hurts. I've had it before, and it hurts. And the pain usually occurs in the morning more when you first wake up, and that's because over the night this fibrous tissue goes back, it contracts, and so when you step on it in the morning, it hurts because it's contracted and it needs to stretch out again. So if you have plantar fasciitis, a lot of times the pain will be less as the day goes on. So what you can do is stretch your feet very thoroughly before you get out of bed in the morning. That's one of the treatments for plantar fasciitis. Some people are genetically flat-footed, and so they don't have that arch, and they can be prone to plantar fasciitis. And also if you are a runner or you're wearing shoes that don't fit properly. I think I got plantar fasciitis when I was wearing stupid flip-flops. And so I had to work with that and wear orthotics. And when you get plantar fasciitis, you need to go see a podiatrist so that they can properly diagnose it, give you the right stretches, tell you what kind of orthotics to use. It can get pretty bad if you don't address it in the beginning. So if you get foot pain, you need to address it early before it gets out of hand, because it can really cause a lot of problems if it goes untreated. If you're overweight or pregnant, it can put a lot of extra pressure on your foot, and that can cause pain as well. So it's good to stretch those feet and take care of them and massage them. It's easy to massage your feet. If you can't massage them yourself, you can get somebody else to do it for you, or you can just put one foot up on your thigh and get some oil, or just dig your fingers into the tissues and spread your toes out and stretch that arch and wiggle your toes and squeeze your foot together and spread your toes and put your fingers in between your toes and spread your toes really wide, because if you don't stretch your toes out, you can get toe misalignments. You can get bunions. That's that big hump on the side of your big toe that mostly women get. Women have 4 times the amount of foot problems than men do, and that's because of the stupid shoes. The high heel shoes, the pointy-toed shoes. I have seen so many women who can't even put their foot flat on the floor because they are so used to walking in those high heel shoes, and they don't stretch their feet, that the feet won't even go flat down. And so it was my job as a massage therapist to gradually stretch the calves and stretch the ankles and the feet so that a woman could then begin to actually put her foot completely on the ground. I get really angry about that. I have lectured so many women, do not wear the stupid shoes. And if you feel like you have to wear the stupid shoes, do it with the lowest heel you can get away with, and take them off as soon as you possibly can and stretch that foot, and be nice to your feet. If you're going to treat it that way by wearing the stupid shoes and the pointy toe shoes, then you need to compensate for that abuse. I know I sound passionate around it, but I've just seen so many feet that hurt because of the choice of wearing bad shoes. The pointy-toed shoes can cause toe misalignments. The hammer toes and the bunions, and where the toes overlap each other, and that surgery to get that fixed is is not a fun surgery. I've seen it, and I've seen the recovery, and it isn't fun. And you can avoid that surgery. Also, we need to exercise the feet and keep the circulation moving, because fluids can pool in the feet and they can become toxic, so that uric acid can gather in the feet and cause a condition called gout. It's very painful. We need to keep hydrated, keep the feet moving and stretch, doing your ankle circles, squeezing your toes in and out, stretching the calves, pulling your toes towards your head to stretch the calves, and to point your toes to stretch the front part of your, the area near your shins, the front part of your leg, keeping your feet flexible and strong. Another good thing to do for feet is to do what they call calf raises, where you're standing up, and it's probably a good idea to hold on to something, but just go up on your toes and back down, and up on your toes and back down, and that strengthens the ankles and the calves, and it helps keeping the circulation in your feet. Also, people that are, well, in anyone, but particularly blind people, it's important to keep the muscles in the top of your feet strong, so that you can avoid tripping. If you're walking, you need to go heel first and then keep those toes lifted, because then that'll help you not trip over things that are, little steps that are going up, or ridges, or whatever in the sidewalk, or holes, that kind of thing. It helps to keep your attention in your feet by lifting your toes. You put your heel down and then roll towards your toes, and then the next step you lift your toes. That way you're aware of the terrain that you're walking over. So that's another reason to keep the muscles in your feet strong. So as you can tell, I can get really excited about feet, and I can go on and on about feet, but the last thing that I want to talk about with feet is there is a technique called foot reflexology, and I'm going to have a podcast about foot reflexology later on. But feet are the mirror of your whole body. You can affect your whole body by pressing and massaging certain points on your feet. So you can actually study foot reflexology. So I'm not going to go into a whole lesson about foot reflexology now, but suffice it to say that massaging your feet is a way to access your whole body, and I highly recommend it. So pay attention to your feet, love your feet. If you take care of your feet, your whole body is going to be healthier because of it. So that's it for Fitness Speak today, and I say love your feet.